there's so much that we're modeling for children that we're not even aware of. One of those things is managing stress or difficult situations. And while there are a lot of things we don't really think about in advance, we just are reactive. What we do want to do is add in healthy things to balance some of our unhealthy techniques so that we make sure we're modeling a whole wide variety of things for our kids so that they have a toolbox to pick from when they start going through hard things, which starts pretty early. I would ask parents this question: how do you manage stress? And there are so many different ways to do it. And some are healthy, no, some are not so healthy. But everything we do is noticed by our children. And maybe not even consciously. They're not sitting there thinking, my mom does this. But they see the repetition of how we handle things, all sorts of things. So every family has lots and lots of stressful situations, some smaller ones that happen on the day-to-day, some bigger ones. How are we showing them that we manage this, right? Obviously, in today's age, there's a default to moms drink wine to manage this at the end of the day. And is that the message we want to show them? Life is hard, and to deal with that, you drink, and that's your reward. I'm not saying no one should do that. I'm not saying you can't drink. And that is a way to calm your nervous system after a hard time. But what are the consistent messages that we're showing them? I had a stressful week last week. I stopped at the BP station next door to the office on the way home and got some pizza Chex Mix. And I ate very differently for about 3 days, right? And I don't know whether or not my kid noticed, but if this were a consistent pattern for me, right? When I'm stressed, I eat. Eating makes me feel better. Is that the modeling I want to do? So when I was a kid, I started smoking the summer after 5th grade. And not due to peer pressure, and not with anybody or nobody knew, right? But I had just gotten a breakup letter from my friend. I had a friendship breakup letter, and I was so upset, and I didn't know how to manage my upset feeling. But I saw lots of adults smoke when they had a hard time. Oh, this is stressful. I got to go outside and have a cigarette, right? You hear that. It doesn't even have to be your parents, right? It could be this repetition of a message. How do you handle difficult situations? So I stole a pack of cigarettes from my aunt's car and I went and smoked some by myself, which was disgusting and also the start of something terrible. But I was trying to figure out, how do I manage stress? And I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. And I thought of something that helped other people, smoking. So I tried it. So what are we showing our kids? Some people exercise, some people do yoga, some people do meditation, some people eat pizza Chex Mix. What are we modeling? Because they are going to be taking in this information to decide for themselves, right? So if it's a nervous system issue, if your nervous system is activated and you want it to relax, do we start thinking about doing deep breathing in front of our kids so that becomes a default, as opposed to verbalizing how we need a vape pen or, it's a good one, going for a drive, right? Or going for a bike ride. These outdoor things. How does nature bring peace back to you? But there's so many things we default to that aren't the things we want them to take on. I think also thinking about, how do you include new things that we do want them to take on for themselves someday? So when they compare something with what they already love, it's an easy go-to. So I was always jealous of runners who could just put their shoes on and go outside because I don't have that skill. And it's easy, right? It doesn't require money. It doesn't require a lot of stuff. It doesn't require preparation other than maybe some stretching you're supposed to do that most people I don't think do. But if you're a soccer player, do you kick the ball around the backyard? Do you hit a tennis ball against the garage? My son loves alphabet yoga or animal yoga, where these are things he's learning in school, which is amazing to me. So what does your kid like that is soothing to them? Because if someone is under a lot of stress, well, one, of course, I'm always going to say you should talk about it. But then what can you do for yourself, right? If you're a kid and you're old enough to be home alone and you saw something on your phone that was upsetting to you or got a message you didn't like, what can you do for yourself, right? Eventually, we go from doing it for them to them doing it for themselves. So what can you do? And like, is that the Calm app? Is that some sort of guided meditation that you think about your favorite place, right? Because if you're a 15-year-old girl and you can take yourself to your favorite place and calm your body down, that is really significant because so many things feel out of control. But if you have some tools, if you're thinking about what might help me feel better, maybe it's yelling at my mom. That's not a healthy one, but sometimes that's it, right? And so for some kids, it really is watching TV. I mean, that's true for adults too. You'll hear a lot of people talk about, well, I just want to watch something mindless. Like, yeah, you just want whatever was like stirring, you want peace. And so if that's Bravo, no, that's okay. But that's what we're modeling, right? We're modeling something. We're modeling how we handle difficulty. And what do we like about what we're modeling right now? And is there anything we want to add to it? When I was in college, I babysat for my cousins. There were 5 kids. The mom created like her own safe space in the first floor bathroom, right? She painted it her favorite color. It has the word calm on the wall. Like the decorations are all for her. And when she was struggling, she would say, I need a minute in the bathroom. And eventually the kids knew what that meant. And at some point the kids would also say, Mom, I think you need to go to the bathroom, right? But this became this like retreat for her in a house with a lot of children and a lot of things going on. And then the kids learn, like, it's okay to take a minute for yourself.